My name is Ellis. I am 8 years old. I don't have that much experience with cooking, but I'm pretty confident. I really hope I win.
My name is Kaylee Ellis. I am 10 years old and I have been cooking for 1 year. I want to win.
My name is Dylan Ellis and I'm 12 years old. I haven't really had that much experience with cooking. I'm feeling pretty confident in this challenge.
My name is Evan Ellis. I've cooked a lot throughout my life, but kind of just here and there. I'm taking an actual foods class this year, so I would say that I am the most experienced chef in the kitchen. I enjoy cooking, and yeah, that was great.
Three,
2,
1,
go!
Before I started the appetizer, I was like, what the heck am I going to do? When I went into the pantry, I saw the chips and the diced tomatoes, and I'm like, chips and salsa.
I am not super familiar with appetizers, so I pull out a cookbook and I start looking through the recipes, and all of a sudden I see biscuits, and I know that biscuits are probably a pretty good appetizer.
When I started the appetizer, I walked into the pantry and I saw marshmallows, and I'm like, oh, I could use these marshmallows. I saw Dylan open the cereal cupboard to get flour. I was like, oh, I could use this brown sugar and dip my marshmallows in brown sugar.
When I started the appetizer, I was planning on doing a soup. And then I was like, wow, I've never made a soup. I don't know how to make a soup taste good. So I'm just wandering around the kitchen holding a carrot, and everyone else is starting stuff and I don't know what I'm doing. And then I see Triscuits that Owen got out that he wasn't using. And I'm like, whoa, I've made this a ton of times before. So I decided to make cheesy Triscuits.
I want the salsa to be flavorful, so I'm going to add diced onion and garlic and cilantro leaves to give it that kick. I am not going to let this salsa be chunky because no one likes chunky salsa. I am going to blend up the salsa, make it more of a softer texture. And for my chips, I am pouring lime juice on a plate and shaking the plate so that the lime will get into the chips. But I don't want too much so they're not too soggy.
I'm using butter and I'm melting it in a pan, and I'm going to dip the marshmallows in, dip it in the brown sugar, and plop it in a bowl.
I find the biscuit recipe and I start making it. So I get all the ingredients, put them together, roll out the dough, get it in the oven. I'm feeling pretty good when all of a sudden I remembered that I forgot to put salt in. I'm kind of worried because salt does add quite a bit of flavor, but they're already in the oven. There's nothing I can do now. So I'm just gonna let them cook and see what happens.
So I'm making Gouda Triscuits. I'm making it with smoked Gouda Triscuits. I grab my Triscuits and I cut up cheese into 4 slices and put each little square on the Triscuits. And then I microwave them, and then I put cilantro on them. And to, kind of add a balance of flavors, I get a little cup with spinach dip in it, and I microwave that. But there was kind of a hole in between my crackers, so I decided last second to put a dollop of sour cream, and my Triscuits are pretty good.
What have you prepared for us, Evan?
Smoked Gouda Triscuits with cheddar cheese, sour cream, and a spinach dip.
Sounds good.
Very creative.
I like the cheese with the Gouda Triscuits and the cheese. Nice blend of flavors.
Yes.
And
the smokiness of the Gouda, the cheddar complement each other nicely. I like the spinach dip also with the smoked Gouda flavor. Good blend of
sour cream just tops it all off beautifully.
Okay, next.
What have you prepared for us today?
Okay, so I have made for you guys some delicious biscuits with some cinnamon on it and lots of butter, just so you can dip it in.
Looks good.
Excellent.
I love the texture of the biscuit.
Nice and flaky, crumbly.
It is. Perfect combination of a little crispy on the outside but gooey on the inside. Cooked very well. Cinnamon was good touch. Like
Okay.
little.
Touch of flavor.
Mhm.
Biscuits are a little on the dry side.
Okay.
They crumble a little too much, but good flavor.
Nice bread to start off the meal with.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What I have made for you is homemade salsa, chips and salsa, and the chips are dipped in lime juice to give it that little bit of flavor and covered in a bit of salt.
Sounds delicious. I like the lime flavor on the chips.
The lime juice, though, does make the chips a little soggy, not crisp like a chip should be.
Yeah, good flavor, but the texture is a little soggy.
The salsa is good.
The salsa's missing a little something.
Well done. Thank you.
What have you made for us today, Owen?
So I have made you some brown sugar covered marshmallows, and the butter made the brown sugar stick. It's kind of like a dessert, but it's the only
It's a
thing I could think of.
Dessert appetizer.
Yeah.
Sweet appetizer.
Yes. I like the little crunch from the brown sugar. That's nice. The butter adds a nice little flavor with the brown sugar. It's delicious. It's not quite an appetizer, more of like a dessert, but it does definitely get me to want some more.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. What were your thoughts?
They were all good in their own respects, very different, a wide range of flavors.
Yes.
The standout in my mind was Evans.
Yes.
The Gouda skits were very good flavor, good crunch, not too filling.
Yeah, there was a lot of mixtures of flavors, and I liked that they were warm, but then had the cold, of
the sour cream.
The sour cream was a nice combination.
But the spinach dip was warm, and the flavor of the two together I think was really good. Could have been a little fresher. He melted the cheese on the Triscuits a little too soon, so they had kind of gotten a little cold and greasy by the time they were.
Yeah, the cheese was a little bit cold.
Yes. Kaylee's salsa. Look at that.
I liked the idea of the lime juice on it to make them more lime
flavor the
chips.
chips.
And I liked the flavor of it. They were a little bit soggy.
They were a little chewy. I like my chips to be crisp when you
Yeah.
put them in the salsa.
But the flavor on the chips was good. Salsa had a good mixture of ingredients, but
Was lacking a
little
bit
something.
in something.
Maybe some
Couldn't put my
salt.
finger on it. Probably a little more salt. But I love the idea of a fresh homemade salsa. She was in the right direction.
yeah, for an appetizer, that's perfect.
Needed a little tweaking, I think. Dylan's biscuits.
They were really good. They were presented really well. It was a beautiful dish.
I liked the side of the melted butter for dipping.
Yeah.
Normally biscuits you cut and spread the butter, but I really liked just tearing it and dipping it.
Yeah,
in the
I thought that was
melted
good.
butter. That was
A good take on
a
it.
good presentation. They were a little dry for me. They were a little bit too crumbly.
Yeah, they could
My
have been
opinion.
blended a little bit better and maybe used a rolling pin to kind of smooth them out.
Agreed. But good taste. They were cooked very well. Not burned, not too doughy
Yeah.
in the middle. That was good.
Yep, textures and everything were really good.
Yep.
And Owen's dessert appetizer.
Marshmallows.
I love it.
Appetizer.
A appetizer. I like that. I liked I like the sweetness of it. It was
Yes.
great. It had an amazing taste
The
to it.
flavor was very good. I
Yeah.
like his creativity. He came up with that all on his own. The melted butter, the brown sugar stuck to the marshmallows from the melted butter. The flavor was really good. It was not an appetizer.
No, definitely not an appetizer. But I wanted more.
Yes, it did
I got a
leave me
sweet
wanting
tooth.
more.
So
That was definitely a pro to his. I think there's an obvious winner in my mind, but
I think we're on the same page.
I think we are. So we bring him back in?
Let's bring him back in.
All right. Welcome back, chefs. This was a tough decision. We had some very delicious appetizers to choose from. There were things that we loved about each of your dishes. Creativity, originality, flavor. They were all very good and our choice was difficult. But the dish, the appetizer that we feel met all of the criteria that we were looking for was Evan's Gouda skits. The dish that we feel was delicious, and although it was delicious, did not quite meet the expectations that we had, were Owen's brown sugar marshmallows.
I'm so excited to be
They were so yummy, but it was
you're supposed to be sad.
more of a dessert.
It's
than an
okay.
appetizer, but well done, all of you. It was delicious, and I would definitely order it
I had a
as a dessert.
good time cooking with you.
You did a big time cooking with you.
And we can't wait for the next round.
I think the judge's decision was pretty accurate. I do feel kind of bad for Owen, but he'll be okay. He's a good chef, he knows that.
I think eliminating Owen was hard, but it's the right thing. His marshmallows were really good though. I did steal a few.
I'm kind of happy, sad that I got eliminated. I enjoyed trying to do something in the kitchen.